All right, everybody, thank you for all tuning in to the Biz with D on My Fierce Wings Radio. David Delane, and we got Chef Ahmed, who is a chef. I mean, duh.
Aleem.
Aleem, I'm bad.
No problem.
All right, and he's on the line with us. What's going on, Aleem?
How you doing, bro? Hello to all your listeners.
We're good. Thank you for coming on the show. We do appreciate it.
Not a problem.
So everybody you got started with, cooking.
Well, I mean, for me, it started out of necessity. I had, unfortunately, I became a single dad at an early age. And, I just refused to raise my kids on fast food or a lot of junk. So it forced me into the kitchen. I didn't have it in my mind to do it professionally at the time. I was doing everything but cooking, as far as trying to make that a way I earned a living. But, over time, sometimes your life's work come out of circumstance. So you know how that goes.
Right. So how long ago did you become a single father? If you don't mind me asking.
Probably about maybe 15, 16 years ago.
Wow. That's crazy.
Yeah, it was kind of crazy. But, you live and learn. Things happen for a reason, that kind of thing. So, unfortunate situations, but the kids are fine. Everybody's fine. So, God is good. You know what I mean?
Definitely. So now I know something that's very interesting about you. You had a restaurant, but you closed the restaurant to tour with 2 Chainz.
Well, it wasn't really specifically like that. I was in a part of town where the demographic for what I do had me limited on, potential revenue growth. So I was going to move the restaurant to another part of the city. But it was simultaneously the same time that he was getting larger as far as his status as an artist. So he had purchased a tour bus that had a kitchen on it. And before all this happened, he was a customer at the restaurant. I used to joke with him, like, when you get big, man, I'm going to go out there with you, make sure you're eating right, that kind of thing. And, he would say, okay, and then finally when it happened, he called me and said, hey, before you make that move, come on, go with me. And we had to see what happened, make it work for everybody. And, the rest is history. It's going on 2 years now. And,
That's phenomenal. How do you like just being somebody's chef versus doing it in a restaurant and owning one?
Well, it has its pros and cons. I mean, one thing, it's less stressful as far as, the demand of multiple customers, multiple days, being over a kitchen full of people, as opposed to just being, and then I was blessed with a client that, trusts me enough to, just say I'm ready to eat and let me do my thing. You know what I mean? It's not like this every day. I want, once he knows that he can trust what I do, I know what he likes. So it's just, hey, I'm ready to eat. And so that's a beautiful thing. You know what I mean? I can just be creative. And without, every once in a while, I'll say what specifically would you like, but still my creativity. You know what I mean? My creative control. So you can't really ask for more than that in a client. You know what I mean? So, it has this, but then sometimes seeing multiple people come back and support you and like what you do, it has its, it has its advantages too, you know what I mean? But, and then tour life, you get to see the country, see the world potentially. So, those experiences, you can't even put a price tag on. So, you know what I mean? It has, both things have pros and cons, because then after you on tour for 4, 5, 6, 7 weeks, then you're ready to come home. You just to recharge, be around familiar surroundings, and then, hit the road again. So like I say, it has its pros and cons, you know what I mean?
Right. And I'm just looking at some of the dishes that you make, and I'm like, oh my gosh, I want to try them all.
Yeah. And believe it or not, most of them were made on the tour bus, you know what I mean? So that kind of, you can be pretty creative in any kind of situation. And the tour bus, my space is about 3 or 4 feet right there standing up. Sometimes I'm cooking going 60, 70 miles an hour down the highway. So,
wow.
you can, yeah, so it's kind of interesting out there.
And now, what are some of the dishes that you cook?
Well, for him, he doesn't eat any red meat, any pork or anything, and he has kind of a sensitive stomach to certain thing. So I'm pretty much I'm pretty much chicken and fish with him. He likes pretty much all kind of vegetables, and you know, like I say, once again, he lets me be creatively, you know, experimental, but just not too far out of the box. You know what I mean? Like different kinds of fish he never tried, or you know, different kinds of vegetables that you know, just not the normal broccoli, cauliflower, corn. You know, he let me be a little. And so far, so good. You know what I mean? But I keep it within seafood and chicken, various ways. You know, but then you can cook those proteins so many different ways. It's still exciting. It's still refreshing. It's still new. You know what I mean? You can grill, fry, broil, saute. You know what I mean? So there's so many different ways. Bake. You know what I mean? So there's so many different ways. You can still stay creative. You know, and you can pair it with different kind of starches, different kind of vegetables to try to just, you know, stay exciting and creative. You know what I mean?
What's up? And I mean, you got some other things that you're working on. I mean, working on a cigar line, right?
Yes, sir. I go to a couple of cigar bars here, and believe it or not, one of the owners, you know, he knows what I'm doing and trying to brand myself and whatnot, and he kind of brought it to our attention to maybe, you know, start, you know, he know I am a real fan of cigars, so he's like, man, you know, why don't we maybe collaborate on a cigar line? So it's something that it's not really at the forefront, but it's something that I'm kind of like in the works right now on. But like immediately, I'm working on a nonprofit called Cool Kids Cook that okay. I want to inspire young people at an early age to take the culinary world as a serious career option, as opposed to, you know, when certain circumstances happen and all else fails, I'm on line cook somewhere, I work at a fast food joint. But I mean, really embrace the culinary world as an option for a career, you know what I mean? Mm-hmm. And a lot of times that starts at a young age because, you know, you get the doctor, lawyer, and those careers are rewarding, but everybody's not cut out for that. And if you do it right and do it early, you know, culinary world, I mean, everybody has to eat. So if you're dealing with one of the three necessities of life, which is food, clothing, and shelter, you should be able to carve out a living in any economy, you know what I mean? Because those things are going to be constant no matter what the economy's doing. You know what I'm saying?
Right.
So that's why I want to do that kind of early, inspire young people. You know, you look at me, I'm tattooed, I'm, you know, regular guy, you know what I mean? And if I can do it, you can do it kind of thing, you know what I mean? And do it better than me. So, you know, that's the forefront of one of the projects I want to bring to the table immediately. I'm working on that right now. Just, you know, like I say, branding myself. I'm kind of working on a reality show. I really don't want to call it reality, but it's more of a cooking show with aspects of real life in it. You know what I mean? Instead of just standing in front of a stove going, we're going to make this today, blah, blah, blah. I kind of infuse life, music, imagery, and actual cooking demos in it. So that's another project I'm slowly developing right now, too.
Nice. But that's what's up, because you got to have, you know, a show like that that's showing all aspects, not just how we cook this.
Exactly. You know what I mean? You know, trying to make it compelling. Right. And still try to hold attention. You know what I mean? I think it does. You know, I have a pilot on YouTube right now, and I have a sizzle reel on YouTube. I just put together a channel, it's Chef Aleem, and you just put in a well done 2, and that should make it pop up. You know, I like a little feedback and a few opinions from your listeners, but I think Chef Aleem is my channel, ALEEM, and it's well done 2. It should pop up, I think, but you know, and like I say, I would like some feedback from your listeners and from you.
Yeah, definitely. You have to make me go look at it right now as we talk.
It's only about 6 minutes, so it won't, you know, bore you to death, and I think it'll give you an idea of really what the direction I'm trying to go, you know.
Right. Yeah, I mean, I get the direction that you're trying to go in. I mean, I think it makes sense. Because, I mean, I don't think there's really shows like that for cooking, you know, a chef.
Right. I mean, for one, it's hardly no African American, of course, and then 2, like I say, it's just from a different perspective that nobody's doing, because there's really nothing new under the sun. So I just want to add just another perspective or curve that is not there yet, and then I think that'll be my little niche to kind of get a little following or backing that will, you know, maybe let it touch the mainstream.
Now, with Cool Kids Cook. You're looking to possibly partner with Michelle Obama's Let's Move campaign?
Absolutely. I think, yes, sir. I think that's a very needed program that the the First Lady has put together to kind of like, once again, combat childhood obesity, get kids more active in the kitchen as well as active in exercise. And, and it just starts, and those things really open your mind to really, as a child or just as a person, to, you become more envisioned. You think clearer when you eat right and you exercise. You're a lot more calm. You feel better, so you can approach life different. So, of course, I would love to partner with that in any way, small or large, any way that I could to connect it. But, the children are our future, regardless of whether you like it or not. They're tomorrow's decision makers, whether we like it or not. And the thing is, the thing to worry about is like what decisions are going to be made. You know what I'm saying? And that's for us to inspire. Some people are going to make decisions that better and advance society. Some people are going to make decisions that embellish society. And some people are going to make them that kind of corrupt society. But it's just hopefully trying to put that balance in there and make more go the positive route. You know what I mean?
Right. Wow. That's what's up. I mean, you got a lot going on. You got the cigars, trying to do this nonprofit organization with the kids with cooking, and then
but full time with a mainstream artist.
Right. How do you maintain like your personal life?
Like I said, it's kind of rough, but the blessing is my kids are older now, so they're in college. Which gives me time to be able to travel and take on certain responsibilities that I wouldn't if they were younger. But I was blessed for this to fall into place when they were old enough to obviously be self-sufficient, and then they are trying to pursue their own directions and careers and goals in life. So it kind of came at a time where I could flourish in it, or just try to stay organized. It's hard to be organized, and but I'm it's forcing me to be more organized, more prompt, more on time. Taking things seriously that as younger you just don't really take serious. You know what I mean? So I'm able to maintain it right now, and more things are happening. And then that's when you try to take on assistance or have people around you that kind of like share your vision and goal and kind of make it happen. You know what I mean?
Right. Now, have you started looking for assistance? Because, you got a busy schedule. You need an assistant, chef, a personal assistant.
Well, I'm kind of working on that now, but at the same time, these people need to be compensated. So, and then when you want quality people, you got to give them quality compensation. That's a lot of things that lack in this industry. You know what I mean? But definitely, I got people now that kind of assist me. Of course, shout out to my public relations firm, I Speak. They definitely have my back on the, trying to give me good looks to help me build this brand. You know what I mean? But besides that, I know it's time now, so I'm in the market for certain things like assistant sous chefs and personal assistants. But, that'll come in a minute. Right now I'm maintaining.
Nice. That's what's up. That's definitely what's up. So what else, do you have going on besides, working on the television show, the cigars, the tour? What else?
Right now, I can't, while I'm in the city, while I'm in Atlanta, I do a little catering too. I got people that have been regular clients that, large or small little dinner parties or functions or baby showers or whatever. When I'm in town, I still squeeze those things in if I got time. So besides that, that's it. I'm just trying to, a jack of all trades and master of nothing to me. So I want to at least get some things in order and like really in a, on a fast track that can self-sustain himself, and then I go on to the next thing. So I don't want to, fill up a plate and can't get nothing accomplished. You know what I mean? So I think that, I got enough on my plate right now until some of these things really start bearing fruit that I can go to the next thing. You know what I mean?
Wow. I'm sorry. I'm just looking at all the pictures of food on your Instagram. I'm just like, wow.
It's still things that I haven't put on there because, I'm still, like I said, I'm restricted to a certain diet right now. But at the same time, I still try to make it as appealing to the eye as well as to the palate as possible. So I appreciate your compliments on the picture.
No problem. And you got a You got a gold plaque for 2 Chainz album. That's
Yeah. Being a part of the whole process. You a lot of times, because you're part of the creative process in one way or the other, then those things are bestowed to you, which was a blessing. You know what I mean? I never even imagined nothing like that was coming my way, but I was, for the creation of this album, I was there every step of the way, but not on a creative part of it, but still on, I put gas in the machine. So if the machine stops, then the whole show stops. So, you know what I mean? I guess that's where my input was, is making sure that the machine keep going.
Definitely, yeah, because you were definitely needed.
Exactly.
But that's what's up. I mean, Chef Aleem, thanks so much for coming on the show. I mean, where can everybody find you as far as, like, maybe your website and social media?
Well, like I say, Chef_Aleem. Chef_Aleem is my Instagram, and @KitchenKing is my Twitter. That's all I'm really on now. I'm getting used to this social media thing because I got to use it to further the brand and business. But
right.
So those are the only 2 I'm on right now. Instagram and Twitter. So reach out, and it was my pleasure to, have a few minutes to talk to you and, tell the people about what I got going on.
Definitely. We'll keep in touch. I mean, we'll be in Atlanta soon, so maybe we can link up and you can show us how to cook a couple of those dishes.
Can't wait, bro. I appreciate it. Thank you. It's my pleasure.
Not a problem. Take care.
All right.